Hi, I'm Chris and we are JCD. In this week's episode, 4 hours of airport delays caused me all sorts of headaches with my week. We've got a super important guest on our podcast, and at last we are reunited with our drainage van. Let's roll the footage. Welcome back to another episode of We Are JCD. And for those of you that tuned in last week, in Friday, you would have seen that I was in Venice for the weekend. Well, it's Monday, I'm still in Venice. It's about 7 p.m. local time, which is 6 p.m. back home in the UK. I'm just heading to the airport now. Boys have had a busy day on the drainage and there is plenty going on with JCD cleaning. So I should be back in the UK around 12 o'clock tonight because we have a busy day tomorrow. I've got client meetings first thing in the morning, and then I've got a big surprise for you guys. I'm thinking about getting Adam to come with me because this is going to be a monumental moment, a struggle we've been having since 2022. And tomorrow we are finally reunited. So there's not much going on today. I'm going back to the airport, catch up on some paperwork, but I will see you guys as always bright and early in the morning. Yes, we are back. I had a mare yesterday. I left you guys, got to the airport. I should have been home at 11 p.m. last night. Your boy got in at 4:30 this morning. Teach me for keep going with low budget airlines. But mind you, you haven't really got much choice when you're flying short haul. So I was with Ryanair last night. Plane was 4.5 hours late. I ended up getting back home at the ungodly hour of about 4:30. So by the time I actually went to sleep, it was closer to 5:30 a.m. I actually had appointments which I had to cancel because it was quite a long drive to the appointment that I had to go to. And to be honest with you, I just didn't have it in me to go, but I actually had to catch up with a customer. I spoke to him about a few bits and pieces that I needed to. And yeah, I've had a meeting with Mitchell and John just to make sure they're all okay. That all seems to be going well. And I had a catch up with James and the team. We're trying to recruit for some van staff at the moment. I think I mentioned this in last week's video. Finding it super difficult again. And it's a manic time of year. 6 weeks holiday. Obviously you've got lots of schools out, lots of stuff going on, lots of people on holiday. So it's always a tough time of year for people in the cleaning industry, and this year seems to be no different. So yeah, I'll come down to the HQ, got some bits of paperwork to do. I've got to drop off a piece of machinery around to a local contract, so I'm going to run around and do that now. Drop that off for tonight because one of the jet washers is playing up and they need a jet wash on this particular job. I'm just down at JCD HQ at the moment. I'm thinking about doing a bit of remodeling, to be honest. Obviously we've got the office here. This is where I sit. This is sort of a hot desk, and then we've got the meeting table over there, and then obviously the podcast studio which I'm in. But I'll be honest with you guys, no one really comes in here. Since working from home, coming through COVID, no one really bothers to come down here. It's just me. So I don't know, I might just make it a cool office for myself. New flooring, some pictures and decals on the wall, maybe a sofa, telly down the end. Yeah, just make it a bit nicer. Don't know. What do you guys reckon? Let me know down in the comments below if I should remodel the office and make it an executive office for myself so I can feel more important than I possibly am. So yeah, I'm going to run this round there. What's going on? I say, a bit of a quiet week to the start of the week. Obviously, I was heavily delayed yesterday, catching up on bits and pieces today. Tomorrow, we do have an interesting day, however. I've got a job to go and look at, nice and local, which is actually an employee of ours recommended us to this particular company, and it's paid off, so that was a good one. So I'm going to go and have a look at that. I'm meeting Adam. We also have a big reveal of something tomorrow. One of our team members is going to be rejoining the family. So we're going to do a reveal of that tomorrow, and we also have a podcast guest. We have Gary Fage, board director and one of the founders, I believe, of the Jangro Group, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. I don't know if that's factually correct, but we're going to be meeting with him. Real top guy. I know Gary, met on a few occasions now. I'm looking forward to understanding his story and what's going on in the future and his views on everything cleaning related. So yeah, right. I'm going to go and get this jet wash, head round to this contract, and we'll see how they are getting on around there. Just come round the corner to a local contract of ours, one that we do regular. It's only a small commercial contract. We do it once a week. But for those of you that are keen viewers, that should be all of you, as I always say, and that have been looking a long time, those of you will remember that I am actually an expert in the production and packaging of cherries, something you didn't know about me. And it is that time of year again. It's cherry grading season. So I've just had to drop a jet wash off to our contract because we are in the midst of cherry season. This is a cherry farm. They pack and produce them from here and they're shipped all over the world. They've had a bad season this year. Apparently they're only going to be doing it, usually they run for about 8 to 10 weeks, but apparently they're only going to get 5 to 6 this week, which is this season, because something to do with the weather and the crop and what have you. I don't know, it's all very technical. You probably wouldn't understand, that's why I haven't mentioned it to you, but I know because I'm a cherry expert. So yeah, so I've just run some kit around here and dropped it off for the cleaning team this evening because they are working out of hours. Once they finish, they clean down the machine. Adam put a link to the video or put a screenshot of it here so that those of you that want to have a look how we do that can go back and do it. So yeah, not much else going on today. It's about 4 o'clock now. I'm going to head back to Guildford HQ. Got some bits of paperwork to do, but we've got a busy day tomorrow. Jobs to look at, podcast, it's all going on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes, YouTube, Thursday morning. Going to be a short update for you guys today because I am actually going to be in with the team in the evening. We've got this new client. They've got us on a job. It's going to be 3 evenings. This job, it's basically a big clean out job, but on a big area, big site. So it's not necessarily individual items we've got to look at. We've got a whole area that we've got to do now in a couple of nights. So it's been planned for 3 nights, but we'll see how we go tonight. It's quite a busy area, pedestrian area again. All this work's in London. So I'm going to go up there with the team and yeah, have a look, see how it goes, see how they get on, just so I can make sure that they're on track. Because this job, I've looked at it in the daytime when there's lots of stuff going on. It was a little bit hard to price, so it was a bit of an educated guess, shall we call it, rather than a stab in the dark. So I've allowed 3 nights for it. So I just want to make sure that 3 nights, I'm not going to get myself bitten and it's going to take them 4 or 5. Plus, we've got plenty of other bits and pieces to be catching up on with this particular client. It's a shame. Part of the contract is that I can't disclose who this particular client is. I understand that some clients want confidentiality, and it's quite a big contract, etc. At the moment, guys, I'm just feeling out how it's going to go, because I could probably film it because of the locations we're in. They're not in marked locations. It's not a client site or anything like that. But I don't want to do that just yet, because I don't want to take the mick. We're only 2 weeks into this new contract, and then knowing your boys like it, something can happen, and then I'll be in trouble, and we obviously don't want that. Got me, Mitchell, John on this particular job tonight, and then I've got a repair to do in the morning, so I don't think I'm going to be out too late, probably about 2 o'clock, but we'll see how it goes, 2 AM, and then I've got to be up in the morning for a repair, just a simple repair in London for a client that I've been putting off for a while. He's put us a little bit out of sync, this job, because typical customer, you're building up, you're doing the tender, you're doing all the PR stuff, you're going to meetings and things like that, and you think, oh, this is, it's going to be a bit of a run-in for the start, and then all of a sudden it's done, and they're like, right, can you start tomorrow? So we've still got work in the day. Like the lads tomorrow, they've got a big survey up in Paddington in London for a site that's being converted to a hotel, I believe. So we're still sort of playing catch-up with both. So yeah, tomorrow they'll be out on a survey. I'll be doing that. Next week for the cleaning, we are back at the undisclosed location where we were doing the windows last week. We have got to finish the internals of this particular project, so we'll bring you some footage of that. So yes, all busy. So I'll let you know how I get on tomorrow. I'll let you know how tonight goes tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Yes, team, it's Friday, and look what we have got back. For those of you that are keen viewers, and as I always say, that should be everybody, we have an ongoing saga with Peugeot. This van broke down December last year, 2022, and it has been with Peugeot ever since. We've been back and forward about why it broke down, who's going to take the cost for that. Eventually, Peugeot did agree they would pay half, and we had to pay the other half, which is around £6,500 of cost. Now I've got a bit of an issue with Peugeot. This van is 3 years old, bearing in mind we had COVID in between that, so it wasn't doing a lot of miles. It's done 55,000 miles in its 3 years. Fully serviced, it was 1 month out of warranty, and Peugeot were trying to tell me that they wasn't going to pay for anything. Effectively, the engine blew up, it needed a whole new engine, and it's been a real headache, to be honest. It's been out of action. I had to go and buy another van for this one being off the road, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to carry on with business, and it's just built a real ongoing saga. Peugeot wasn't great, they haven't dealt with it fantastic. The local branch was okay when I got the right person involved, but there was 4 or 5 people, and it cost us £6,500. But some 8 months later, we've got the van back today, which is a plus, because we've got some big plans for this particular van. Obviously the boys are doing the evenings with the new van and the tanker, and then what we're going to do with this van, that will go to someone that's going to do all the reactive bits and pieces in the day. So we're pleased to have it back. A real stress point and headache, and I say Peugeot haven't shrouded themselves in glory, but we'll make sure that we don't buy another Peugeot van. So yeah, this one's going to go back out. The boys last night, they were working on a big job. I went with them to make sure it was going okay. I mentioned yesterday, it's one of those jobs where it was really hard to see it in the day with all the market stalls on top of it. And when we actually see it last night, I think the 3 days that we allowed should be enough. We should get it done. So the boys are back on that tonight, and then they're also back on that Monday to finish it off. But I'll update you guys next week on how that goes. The guys at Peugeot have had our van for 8 months. They haven't washed it, so I'm going to give it a clean out today and get it ready for next week. I'm going to have it valeted as well next week, just so it's fresh, and then we'll get it back into circulation and earning some money after its long rest of 8 months. So yeah, pleased to have it back today. So that wraps up this week's episode, guys. As always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Good news on a Friday, and we will catch you in next week's episode of We Are JCD. See you later.